Hi, I'm Glenyce Hughes, and I get to facilitate people around the world in creating their dreams come true. How the heck did I get so lucky? And I have my little kitty here who's wanting to add her little meows to the video. So how does it get any better? All right, so are you willing to go beyond what you can imagine? So I'm not sure how well you can see the screen behind me, but I have a class starting in January, and it's a 31-day deep dive into the book by Gary Douglas, The Lady. Oh my gosh, guys, it has been totally changing my life in so many different ways. And the piece I want to talk about today is about going beyond what you can imagine. And what Gary says in the book is that a lady always goes beyond what she or he can imagine. So a lady isn't just about being a female. It's so much more. And so it's like, are you willing to go beyond what you've never imagined possible? And I always talk about this from the place of, like, prior to starting to study access consciousness, I created and actualized everything that I was asking for at the time, but it all had, I don't know, I'm going to say like a thud energy to it, meaning that when it showed up, it was like, okay, yay. Which sounds really ungrateful and ridiculous, and I'm not kidding. That's what a lot of the things that I actualized, that was the energy to them, because they were exactly what I was imagining. And this is the key. If you start asking, and this is one of the questions that I use to this day, what else is possible that I've never even considered? Because what I was doing before was I was working off of like vision boards and stuff and getting very, very, very specific in my asks. And so that is what would show up. But a lot of times that specific ask was actually based on judgment. I had judgments attached to, if I had the 3 months in Mexico, it would mean this, it would look like this, it would be like this. There was so much attached to it, rather than just going, man, 3 months in Mexico, oh, that's really yummy energy. So you get the energy of it, and then like, universe, I'll have that. And what else is possible with that I've never even considered? So it could show up as 3 months in Australia. It could show up as 3 months in South Africa. It could show up as 3 years in Italy. I mean, who knows, right? But it's getting out of the this is the way it has to be. And that's what Gary talks about in the book. I've got it on a Kindle over here. It's why I keep looking over here. And he says, to be a lady, you have to go beyond what you can imagine. A lady knows that making a choice is not about getting it right or wrong. It's not about getting it right or wrong. It's really about asking and knowing that you can change it. So when we did go to Australia back in 2015 for 3 months, there was a point in the trip that I looked at coming home early. And it wasn't a wrong choice. And it wasn't wrong to go for 3 months. And it wasn't wrong to consider leaving early. I wasn't loving the place that we were staying in. And it was just like, I was looking at all of my options. And that was one of them. And so it was just like this choice. I had a billion choices in front of me. So Gary has some questions in here. He says, is this the change I desire and require? Is a question you can ask. What will this change create? So I was definitely asking that in terms of like going home, what will this change create? And what will this change add to my life? So that's 3 of a bazillion questions you could be asking. But if you look at it from that place of like, what else is possible that I've never even considered? And allow yourself to just go places. Look at everything, be present with everything, ask questions about everything, specifically the things that you've already concluded about, you've already decided about. Like, really get present with them and ask. Just be curious. Like, is there another choice here that I haven't even been willing to acknowledge? There's so many different possibilities. And if you're willing to go beyond what you've never, ever, ever imagined possible, like that means that your life would be beyond what you've never imagined possible, which is what I feel like I create most every days. And I don't mean like every day is like that. I just mean like when I look at where I am now compared to where I was when I was actualizing the very specific things I decided I should have, it's a huge difference. It's a huge difference. So, yeah, what else is possible beyond what you've never even imagined? Yes. And I invite you to this 31 days. We're going to do 5 Zooms and go through all 19 chapters in this book. I'm not going to read them to you. I don't mean that. We're just going to discuss them and just really, really, really be the ladies that we truly be. And again, this isn't about female and male. This is really about us being us, creating beyond what we have never imagined possible. So if that sounds fun for you, I look forward to having you join us. Have a great week, guys. I look forward to chatting again next week.